your most accurate forecast with meteorologist Bruce Katz.
Well, the morning drive was a tough one with all the showers and thunderstorms moving in, and still we're under a flash flood watch from that's in effect from now all the way through tomorrow evening. We may see an additional on top of the 1 to 3 of 2 to 4 more inches later today and also during the day tomorrow. Now on VIPIR radar, we have a couple of rounds to go. Here was round 1 that moves now east of the mouth of the river. This was a big cluster that brought the big storms this morning. Then we have round 2, another big storm developing near Houston with severe thunderstorm watches there, and then another system that tomorrow will come down the pipe all the way through tomorrow midday and afternoon. So let's take a couple of radar tours as we come a little bit closer in. We can show you, boy, look at Houston and look at the lightning strikes earlier. We had over 1,500 strikes. Now we're down just a bit. And as we come in a little bit closer, here in the city, we're not seeing a lot of rainfall. In fact, in the city itself, we're seeing maybe a sprinkle, that's pretty much it. But the heaviest activity south of Houma, heading toward Lafitte, quite a bit of lightning within those storms as well, east of Grand Isle and Boothville. So if you have any plans in the next hour, in the city you should be okay, but I think by around 3, 4 o'clock, more rain does move in. Now on the North Shore, pretty much the same deal. Maybe an hour or 2 to go. Not a lot of rain up there as of yet, but the heavy activity is moving east of Gulfport, east of Mobile right now. And again, the bulk of that big storm system in that complex is well offshore. But of course, we do have to focus out to the west with more developing storms that will be heading our way. Take a look at the radar. This is a timed radar starting out at 5 a.m. this morning. And boy, it was popping around Baton Rouge as we put this into motion, getting through 5 o'clock to 6:30 as we move it eastward. North Shore getting really hit hard from 5 to 6:30. Western St. Tammany into Washington, now around Lake Maurepas by about the 7 o'clock hour. And then from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, heavy storms on the lakefront of the Metairie area to the CBD and farther south. And then we move it eastward, a rough one all the way from 7:30 through 8 o'clock. Still lots of rain. And then finally by 9 o'clock, all the rain began to move eastward, and as of right now, things are settling down just a bit. But take a look at this. Already, with this first round of rain, we've had anywhere on the low side, 3/4, on the high side, pushing 2 3/4 around Baton Rouge. So the North Shore getting over 2 inches. A few weather watchers calling in South Shore 1.5 to near 2 inches of rain. Now, over the next couple of days, we put the model in the forecast into the future. 1.5 to 2.5 through tomorrow midday. That does include North Shore and South Shore. River parishes coming in down toward Houma and Thibodaux from northern Lafourche and Terrebonne, possibly up to 2.5 to 4 inches. We also had several storm reports. As we come in a little bit closer, we can show you at the Lakefront Airport, they had a wind gust at about 712, averaging right around 46 knots or about 53 miles per hour, so quite a bit of wind down there. Also, as we travel a little bit farther south, down in Wyclosky at one of the marinas, wind gust up to 37 miles per hour. And then we had some tree damage coming in. That was right around areas of Laplace. Right around 6:39, tree blocking Highway 51 north of the I-10, estimated by radar. So again, we had a lot of wind, we had a lot of hail, and also some damage with the winds. Now, this was a roof over on LaRose. This shot shows the roof's collapsing. So again, damage over in LaRose. Another shot of LaRose coming in. This metal awning should be connected to the house. It is collapsed. So a lot of wind out there. And then finally, look at this. This is over in Chalmette. This trampoline over power lines. So this trampoline got airborne up and over the power lines. So we did have a lot of wind damage coming in this morning, with also we had a couple of tornado warnings, and of course that flash flood watch does remain in effect. Here's that big storm system, big trough developing throughout parts of the west. You can see it here, and wrapping around it, 1 rotation, 2 rotations, and of course the one that moved in around here. As we come a little bit closer in, we can show you one big complex moving in northern Texas. That will be some of tomorrow's rain. Later today, we're going to be watching Houston, heading over to Lake Charles. All this activity moving in with the potential of an additional 2 to 4 more inches of rain. So we're not done with it yet, with right now a little bit of a break coming in from New Orleans over toward Lafayette. But Lake Charles to Houston, you can track it. It is moving eastward, and I've timed it out. It would get here between 4 o'clock and about 8 o'clock tonight from the western viewers to the eastern viewers. And I threw this in for you about an hour ago. We were under a slight risk of severe weather through tomorrow. Now that has been dropped. So maybe the model's indicating that the storms may not be as strong, but still we're expecting a lot of rain. Tomorrow evening, we are expecting again the front to move on in through tomorrow morning, I should say. Heavy storms around 7 o'clock Here's that wave moving eastward, and then we have more rain kind of training over the same area by tomorrow night. And then finally, as we get into Mother's Day, this front begins to move in. Lower humidity, and Mother's Day will be salvaged. So outside right now, we are seeing mostly cloudy skies up top. At the Superdome right now, those temperatures, rain cooled air in the upper 60s, the high humidity at 87%, and temperatures upper 60s to lower 70s. Also, as we take a look at what's happening on the dew points, high dew points in the 60s, definitely a lot of warm, moist air with that southeast wind at 8 to 12. So wrapping it up very quickly today, flash flood watch in effect, more heavy downpours by the afternoon. High temperature, lower 70s. We are expecting tonight still some scattered showers before daybreak. Overnight lows, 60s north, lower 70s south. And that extended forecast, we finally get rid of all this mess late on Saturday night as we do look at a good-looking day on Mother's Day. And then the beginning of next week, we do begin to dry on out. So, of course, Bob Breck and I will be here throughout the afternoon and the evening. That band of severe weather near Houston, if it does hold together, between 4 and 9 o'clock tonight. So we could be in another round of more possible flooding.
Okay, thanks,
all right.
Bruce.
Thanks, Bruce.